SoundOff, Louisiana's premier television sports talk show, welcomes you to the round table of sports debate with the three wise guys. SoundOff begins now.
Ready to go in prime time. Glad to have you with us. SoundOff coming to you from the Sportsbook at LaBerge. We are the three wise guys.
Yes,
Gidry,
we
Hobbs,
are.
and Cerro. Guarantee you this is going to be the best 30 minutes of television time in TV land you'll spend all week, right?
Always.
Here. Guarantee it.
It gets better once
Guarantee
football
it.
season gets
You
closer.
don't need to be
Till
watching all that.
Thursday. Thursday might
Thursday,
top
a Thursday show of SoundOff might just top Tuesday. We'll
It
see
may.
about that. All right, we got insights and wisdom and around the corner predictions. Kevin, you know we can always look at a straight line, but you got to go around the corner to get that oddball prediction that we'll have for you. So we got a lot going on. All right, talking season is almost over, at least for the
Thank
Lightning
God.
Cowboys. We got a couple more weeks
Yeah,
of
I gotta be
LSU and
honest.
NFL.
Look,
Call me newspaper. I do not do August well.
I
And
love all the hype.
Over there,
I
I'm
love
talking
the
about
hype.
my job. I do not do it well.
You know what he wants to do?
I've come to admit it.
Yeah, this is what you want.
And live with it.
Brian Kelly, what did you say again? Oh, what are you gonna? Yeah, it's facts. Man, you got it. You
No,
got it.
I don't want facts. You know me. I like the BS more than anybody.
Well, that's what
Look.
the talking season's
I
all
know,
about.
But I just never have done
This
it
is
well.
apparently we're BSing too much right now.
We haven't talked a little bit, but can we just talk a minute about LSU? We haven't
No,
talked.
let me
No.
finish this. We're going to
Oh
get
my
off
God,
track
it's just like
here.
last week. What?
I guess I've been doing it too long. So when I hear the same thing every year, no
Mm-hmm.
matter what player you talk to, on what team,
Okay.
night and day from last year,
Mm-hmm.
it's totally different. You can feel it. And then the
You're a
season
baseball
starts,
guy. You
the
know what happens
se-
in baseball,
the
spring
season-
training.
The season starts and,
Oh,
well, this is pretty much like last year.
Yeah, okay. All right. The talking season, we're whittling it down. We got the Cowboys game 1, week 0 against Tarleton coming up Saturday. LSU's got a couple more weeks. We'll get
Yeah,
into
before we
some
go to
Saints
Vegas.
talk. And later on in the show, we're going to find out from this esteemed panel anyway who the best coaches in the SEC are.
I've got mine.
We'll rank them from top
got
1
mine.
to 7. All right. 2:30, 2:45 kickoff in Tarleton. Cowboys and Texans. Actually, the first college football game that will kick it off
Really?
on American soil. They're going to be the first one.
That's an early
on
game.
ESPN2.
That's an
the
early
early
game.
game. Now, in like
Well,
20
the
minutes
one in
later.
Dublin counts.
Well, Dublin, Georgia Tech. What is it?
That's
Florida State.
Florida State.
That's
and
at
that's
what,
Dublin,
11?
Ireland,
Yeah,
not
Dublin.
Dublin, Georgia.
No,
That's at 11.
No,
That's an early one.
That's an early one. All right, gentlemen, McNeese knows Tarleton's very good. They've
are.
got like 6 all-conference players returning. McNeese has 1. You saw what happened last year. I know it was last year. 35-point explosion by Tarleton in the hole.
What's the-
annihilated McNeese.
Well, wasn't that kind of the story in McNeese's
It
season?
was indeed,
What
unfortunately.
was
Second
Tarleton's
half.
record? 8-3?
Would you let me talk?
Yeah, 8-3.
Those total second half collapses.
Yeah.
Wasn't that the story of their
Many.
season?
Yeah, they were
So,
in
that-
the game.
so it did set the tone
It set
for
the
their
tone.
season.
It set the tone. It's-
Okay.
And that's why, Kevin, this game,
I didn't hurt your
Thi-
feelings.
this game,
did it?
no,
Okay.
thick skin. Tarleton, 18th ranked, top 20 in 2 FCS polls. This
They are.
game is must win for the McNeese Cowboys.
Think that's a little
This
bit
is
much?
a must
I mean,
win.
you think that's a stretch?
Set the
I
tone.
think it would be
Catapult
huge.
into the season.
I think it would be huge.
Huge win.
But
My
when you
thing-
say must win, if they lose, are they going to quit
We're not
the
calling
season?
off the season by a long shot. Rick, Kevin, you
Then
played the
then
game.
you
You
don't
ha-
mean what you're saying.
No, I do. I mean
Rick,
it. I mean
this
it
is my
extensively.
take on the thing.
Must wins happen in November.
Must
We have
win
sat here
for
on this show,
program.
Rick, a number of years, a very long time. And that's a strong statement to say a must win, but this is what I take from it, Rick. Now versus then, you didn't have the personnel that you kept talking about, the type of offense,
That's
the spread
correct.
offense that
That's
you
correct.
wanted to run, which you felt would be a successful one. Rick, this is the story now. You have the personnel. Now,
They
You
appear
think
to
that?
think
I
they
think
have
they
filled
do.
some holes.
Okay,
I think they have the personnel
The big one
to
at
run this type of
quarterback.
offense that he wants to run. But the thing is this, though. How much pressure do you think Coach Goff is feeling outside of all this other
Well,
noise?
that's obvious. That's
You
obvious.
know?
Pressure comes.
Because
I'm not going to discount you saying they have the players.
They do.
now, but I've got to see it
they do. It's
against another team,
And a good team like
a
Tarleton.
very good team.
the word that you use, Scooter, say night and day, I think it was, players from last year versus this year. McNeese has not had a quarterback like this in some time.
In a long time.
I'm being honest with you.
And he's got to carry a big
not.
load. And earlier in the week at his presser, Gary Goff, because I asked him, how much trust do you have in McDowell?
Rick?
He's got a lot of trust.
He better.
Because he's an older guy and he can get
He
him
is.
in and out of bad plays.
He is.
He can change the protection.
That is true.
He can find the right
Yes.
receivers at the right time. He can move. He can extend the pocket, and he's a dual threat.
Rick.
So a lot is going to fall on this young man.
It is.
Really is.
And I'm going to tell you, Rick, he just needs to manage the game to where McNeese can get first downs and
Wait
keep
a minute,
the
whoa,
offense off the field.
whoa, not manage. No.
Manage,
Wait a
no,
minute.
listen to me
In
when
one
I say
breath,
manage.
you talk about
No,
a
no, 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 no.
dynamic
No,
playmaker.
listen, you're
The next
misunderstanding
you're
what I'm
calling him
saying.
a game manager?
Listen to what I'm saying, guys, when I say manage the game. McNeese has had quarterbacks in the past to where you call the play and that's what we run.
No.
He's the guy that can adjust that
That's
play
a
if he
game
feels.
manager.
Yeah.
Well, what did I just say?
No.
You
What-
said he
what
can
did I
manage
just,
the
What
game.
did I just say? Yeah.
He has
He's-
to make big plays.
Rick, that's no doubt about that, Rick.
Got to.
But I
McDowell
think, Rick,
we're talking about.
I think that they put the people in place to where he can make those plays. Rick, you know what? Now you probably can throw more 50-50 balls in the red zone than what you've ever thrown before.
Well,
because you didn't have the quarterback to do it.
I know.
Hell, he couldn't see over the line half the ones
Here's
we
the
had.
interesting thing. Going back to last year, the depth chart.
50-50 balls, don't you need the receivers?
Yeah,
You know what a
do need
50-50 ball is?
Yes.
You got the receivers. Just throw it up.
Okay.
That's it.
Interesting.
Just throw it up.
The depth chart. I don't know if it's a little shell game by the coaching staff. The
Yeah.
depth chart was released. On this year's defense, only 3 new players will be
I think you're
injected.
making a mistake with that. I
No,
cannot
it's
see.
on the depth chart. It's
3
on there.
players, Rick, from last year's depth chart?
I'm going to reach over.
You got 11
Yeah.
players now, Rick. You only injecting 3 new players?
3 new players on defense, 7 on offense. Now, I'm not disparaging the guys coming back, but we know what problems they had on that defense last year. And yes, a lot of them in the secondary were hurt, and they were young.
Yeah.
I thought it would be a little bit, I don't know if this is a bit of a facade. I have to trust this is the depth chart.
3 players?
3 players on the defense. You'll see 3 new players. But you know the secondary, they shuttle them, right?
Yeah,
Nickelback.
I mean, yeah.
You know, there's a
But
lot
I
of
mean,
guys
you
that-
No,
said-
it's not written on granite.
No,
You
it is not
said,
written.
but I mean,
not
woo.
etched in stone. You're right about that. You're right about that.
Just 3
I'm
players?
And 7 on offense. 7 on offense.
I'm going to go with that, Rick. I'm going to believe you,
I'm
buddy.
just saying, read into that. A little bit later on in the show, we'll get into more how important this game is, and I may shock
It
you.
is.
I may shock you
Ah,
with a
no, I
prediction.
can go with you on that, Rick.
That's coming up later on in the show. The National Golf Club is the home of the Max Bar and Grill at the National Golf Club. Great favorites, grilled steaks and burgers, fresh seafood, gumbo, po' boys, and so much more. The bar, perfect for winding down and catching live sports, easy to enjoy because the Max is open 7 days a week, lunch and dinner, and weekend brunches too. It's all at the Max in Westlake.
Where'd you come from?
France. I'm in France.
Great taste, less filling. Miller Lite.
What are you doing with the Johnson sofa?
They had a pipe break. Water leaked all over.
Really?
I'm a roto-rooter plumber.
Really?
We do water cleanup too.
Really?
Yeah.
Call Roto-Rooter for plumbing and water cleanup.
Locally owned Roto-Rooter of Southwest Louisiana does it all. Plumbing, drain cleaning, and water cleaning.
Now's the perfect time to enjoy your amazing backyard. Unless you have a mosquito problem, contact the experts at J&J Exterminating and take advantage of $50 off initial service. Make this summer the best ever with J&J Exterminating.
J&J Exterminating. Yeah.
There's nothing chill about a hot, sweaty line. Unless you add Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
All right, welcome back to the Round Table of Sports. Glad to have you with us. This would be the Round Table.
Yes,
this
it
would
is.
be Guidry, Hobbs, and Sarah. Want to remind you, SoundOff presented by locally owned and operated Roto-Rooter. Plumbing experts, they do the plumbing services, the drains, and water cleanup too. John and Therese Barker, local, entrenched in Southwest Louisiana.
Good people.
Give them a call, Roto-Rooter. Also presented by J&J Exterminating. They protect Louisiana and have been for over 60 years. They're the guys that can knock out all those termite problems and pesticides and the like.
Yes.
And mosquito control. That's very important to the state of Louisiana. J&J. All right, we got Saints to talk about coming up. And very shortly, we're going to get into what we here on the panel, we're going to pick our best SEC coaches going into the 2024 season.
Well, I think number
The
one's
best
pretty obvious.
SEC
I
coaches.
think number one's pretty obvious.
Save that. I'm going to shock you. Shock and awe. Here it is. Shock and awe.
What?
All
Don't
right,
you dare. Don't you dare.
2 weeks ago, I told you I was going to come out with something, and check out this week's
Is this
preview.
just clickbait?
Lanyard Magazine, preview of McNeese, the whole bit. Look, The Tarleton game is must win on various levels with this program.
Okay.
Upset big time on the road, confidence.
I get that, Rick,
momentum.
what you're saying. I do. I get that.
It's must win for all those reasons, and it will catapult this program further. Guys, if they beat Tarleton, I don't care if it's by 1 point or 10 points, and they'll be underdogs. They will be. It's a tough game to win. If they win that one, they can take care of Southern. They can beat Stephen F. Austin. That's at home. Remember, the month of October and the latter part of September, 4 straight road games.
So what
you
I
better
think you're
stack
saying,
some wins early. This team could be 3-1.
Well, you know, A&M is
this
A&M's
team could
done.
be 3-1.
A&M is done deal. Okay, we know that. A&M is a done deal.
If they beat Tarleton, I would say they got a really good chance of being 3-1.
Could be.
But
and that was shocking all
would the
everybody.
season be over if they're 2-2?
No.
Okay.
No, but I'm just saying, based on
1
the
and
psyche
3,
of this
that's
team,
another story.
based on the psyche of this team, I really think it would. I mean, it would be huge,
Rick,
huge to win at Tarleton.
That first game is going to tell a lot about McNeese and how they plan to run that offense throughout the rest of the year, because that first game is going to make them see exactly what it is that they have.
I know.
And if they don't have it, then we got a problem.
Rightfully so. Earlier in the week, Gary Goff, when I asked him that,
whatever
one game
happened,
a season does not make.
Whatever
I
happened
get
to
it.
the tiredest cliche among coaches ever is that you
One
make
game don't make a season?
No. If you would hush for a minute, I'd and don't get your feelings hurt.
Oh, my goodness.
Drum roll. A team makes its biggest improvement between week 1 and week 2.
Mm-hmm.
My counter to that is, except when they don't, but go ahead.
There you go. That's all
Well,
I'm saying.
it's
All right.
that you correct the mistakes that you make in the
Y'all ready?
first game and be
Y'all
better.
ready? All right. SEC coaches.
Okay.
Who's the best
We
right
know.
now
Come on
going
now.
into 2020?
Come on now, Rick. Number one's
Here's our candidates.
Number
in no
one's
particular
easy.
order?
No.
Okay.
But number one's easy. Come
Kalen
on now.
DeBar, Alabama. New, right?
No.
This is
Well,
this
you know,
is,
the field is wide open now that Sir Nick Saban.
That's right. That's
out
right.
of it.
Kirby Smart, Georgia. Brian Kelly, LSU. Lane Kiffin, Ole Miss. Steve Sarkisian, Texas. Brett Venables, Oklahoma. I threw him in there. Okay? And Hugh Freeze from Auburn. Now, all the other guys, kind of on the edge was this Eli Drinkwitz.
Well, I think
look at their
Eli
records.
Drinkowitz is in the discussion.
He's in the discussion, but he didn't make the cut.
He's the quirkiest.
But
he may
those-
be quirkier than
But
Lane
those
Kiffin.
ones that you've got, Rick, those some good coaches, man.
They are. Now, the other guys, you know, look, Stoops at Kentucky and just not enough. You know what I'm saying? Well, look, Josh Heupel. Forgot. Josh Heupel, Tennessee's on the list. Josh Heupel. That was my mistake. All right.
LSU plays 4 of those coaches, man.
Number 1. See if we all agree.
Well,
Best
you
coach.
got to go with
Kirby.
Kirby
Kirby.
Smart.
Kirby.
And it's not just because he's
saying
got the
Kirby.
2 skins on the wall.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
He's probably should have more.
Probably, yeah.
But he is the closest thing to the chip off the old block of Nick
That's
Saban.
right.
Or put
Rick,
him there.
Rick, and I'm not going to say how you and Scooter are going to feel, but I bet you the next 3 coaches are going to be disciples of Nick Saban. I'm going to go out on a limb.
No.
Really?
I'm going to give you mine
Really?
right now. I don't want y'all to look at my
Really?
list. Here it is.
I'm
This
going to
is
say
Sarah.
they are.
Really, we're talking about who's second.
No. You're right.
Yes.
But it's
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
not just wins and losses in the SEC. It's a big part of it. But also what they're doing on recruiting
With their
and how they're
program.
and their
With their
history.
program,
and their
Rick.
history.
With their
Number
program.
2. This is Sarah on the SEC.
I know who.
Brian Kelly, LSU.
Wow.
Lane Kiffin, Ole Miss. Steve Sarkisian and Josh Heupel, Tennessee. That's my top
I can
5.
go with that, but I would make a correction
That's
on
my top 5.
I would be tempted right now. If we do this next year, it may be totally different. I may go with Sarkisian second.
He's got a playoff skin.
I
Yeah, he does.
I would almost bracket Brian Kelly and Lane
And
Kiffin,
Kiffin.
and you can't find 2 more different coaches.
Yeah. Why
That's
would
what
you
I say.
bracket them?
That's what I say. Look,
For different reasons, I think they're at about the same spot.
But I'm looking at Brian
Kelly
Kelly's history.
more of a traditional.
Kelly he's got 304 wins in 34 years of coaching. That's what I mean. You got to look at his history too. I like Lane Kiffin. I mean, look
I
what
didn't
he has
used
done.
to. When
I
Lane
like
Kiffin
it.
was
Kiffin-
in Tennessee,
No,
I
I
did
didn't.
not
He
like
rubbed
him.
some people the wrong way. I
he
got
did.
it.
There's no doubt about
But
it.
I like him now. I'm with
But-
you, and I think he's an excellent coach.
He's an excellent offensive
I think Kiffin offensively, I think he's probably one of the smartest ones because he can always catch you. Look how he caught LSU off guard that time. with that running back
Yeah,
out
his
the backfield.
defenses suck. I mean,
he's-
his
no,
defenses suck.
but I'm saying he was smart at what he.
Yeah.
I mean, at what he did. So.
Yeah.
Kiffin, Brian Kelly, we hadn't mentioned much about what's going on with LSU and Brian Kelly, but can I just throw something out
The
there?
man can recruit.
He's in his third year, am I correct?
Yes.
Do we have any hardware?
Oh my God. No, we don't.
Okay.
No, you don't.
Now that you
He
take
can
it them
recruit.
all, and he's got to prove it in the SEC.
Who's that?
Kalen DeBoer.
Yes,
if
he's
you
not.
look at his track record,
Yeah.
He's not in
it's
my
pretty
top 5.
good.
It is
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
It is
it
good.
is
And I'm
very
not
good.
disparaging DeBoer and what he did on
Yeah.
the West Coast
Yeah.
with Washington, because I respect the Pac-12.
If he can replace the man,
You're right. Oh, you're right about that. He
you
will.
got to give him some
No, and
respect.
I think-
he got a championship appearance, a championship game appearance. I
Don't,
got you.
don't. The thing is, don't you let Oklahoma and Texas come into the SEC and act a fool.
And he's
okay?
got the
That's
he's
all
got-
I'm saying.
He's got
Don't
the
you
best
let them come in
quarterback
here.
in the league too.
Don't you let them come in here and act a fool.
And he's a quarterback
Okay?
whisperer.
He is.
That's all I'm
and
saying.
You're wrong again. He doesn't have the best quarterback. That'd be Kirby
whatever.
Smart and
Whatever.
Carson Beck. So that's a
Whatever.
little fun. I think you guys are poo-pawing Brian Kelly. I really
I'm
do
not.
think
No,
Brian
I
Kelly is
might
the
have
number
put him
second best coach in the SEC right now. Yeah, I really do. That's me.
better hurry.
Round
Go with that,
3 of Sound Off is
We
coming
have a lot
up
more
in about
discussion
a minute
about
and a
that.
half. Stay there.
Hey, mister, are you a roto-rooter plumber?
Guilty.
Did you fix what flooded my house?
Sure did.
Toilet overflow?
Nope.
Pipe break?
Getting warmer.
Busted water heater?
Nailed it.
How long can you hold your breath? Is that your real hair? What's the birds and the bees? Do you know where my grandma is?
You know, I don't know.
What's next?
Wrapping up the water cleanup.
You do that too?
We do both.
Fair enough.
Call Roto-Rooter for plumbing and water cleanup. Yeah, we do both.
Locally owned Roto-Rooter of Southwest Louisiana does it all. Plumbing, drain cleaning, and water cleanup.
Introducing Simply Spiked Lemonade. Real fruit that left the farm and has seen too much to ever go back. Simply Spiked Lemonade. Tastes like your favorite lemonade, now spiked. It's getting juicy.
What's bugging you? Is it ants? They're crazy, tiny, irritating pests outside trying to get in. At J&J, we offer weapons to locate, eliminate, and prevent their entering your home or business. Let us take care of what's bugging you. Contact us today for a free inspection.
Where'd you come from?
France. We're France.
Great taste, less filling. Miller Lite.
All right, we are back. Glad to have you with us, spending some time with us. Sound Off coming to you from the Sportsbook.
Always.
We're expected to have Heath Schroyer, McNeese Athletic Director, on the show this week.
Yeah.
Going to schedule him for next week. All right, that'll be next week. So it'll come after the first game.
It will be.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about. We got a lot to talk about anyway
We'll
with
be a lot.
Schroyer, but
I wish we
yeah.
could have had him on today.
All right, did we mention that the McNeese Tarleton game will be the first one in college football landscape that will kick off?
We did.
I'm
We
still.
You're going to poo-paw that, right?
Yeah.
Because Georgia Tech and Florida State and Dublin, Ireland.
In Dublin, Ireland.
We're talking about
starting
in the
The
United
game
States.
at
starts
11
what, like
o'clock.
10 o'clock. our
That's an
time
early
in the
game,
morning?
man.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an early game.
That'd be interesting.
Wow.
All right, Saints preseason game that we just got over. That would be the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah.
You know, I got a new bromance. I love my Brock Purdy. Now, people down talk Brock Purdy for a myriad of reasons, but let's talk Saints football. I just wanted to get that out of the way. Now that Tom Brady's in the boot, my new bromance at quarterback is Brock Purdy. All right, so look, they lost the game. I don't care. But what I saw, gentlemen, and if you guys were watching the same game
I started
watching,
watching, but I didn't
I
watch the
saw
whole
some
game.
interesting flashes early on.
I didn't see nothing.
Taysom Hill at running back, tailback, and at fullback?
Well, you never saw that before?
No. Taysom
Yeah,
Hill at
yeah.
running back?
Yeah,
No.
he's
done
he's
that
been a
before.
third down back.
No, I'm
before,
talking
Rick.
lined
Yeah.
up behind the quarterback.
He's been
no,
a third
sir.
down back before.
No,
Yeah.
Did I say third down back?
Well, I'm saying that's what
First
put him,
down, Taysom Hill in
I-
Alvin Kamara's spot. No, we've never seen
I've
that.
never seen
guess
that.
I
No,
was,
no, not on first down.
My takes from it, I was a little more impressed with the Saints losing that game than I was when they won the first game.
Why so?
A little bit of a running game, a little bit of offense. Don't put a whole
Difference.
lot of stress.
Difference in offense.
God,
Angles. You know.
Derek Carr better stay healthy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh gosh,
guys, I
The
mean,
Saints,
come on
they're
now.
Same thing with Joe Burrow.
Well,
Aaron Rodgers.
everything this game said was the 49ers had much better backup quarterbacks than the Saints.
Yeah.
Those two backups.
Super Bowl runner-up. I mean, what do you expect?
Well, Spencer Rattler is the kind of guy, I didn't care much for him in college. He's a gunslinger. And he will make some plays probably.
Yeah.
But if he's your
And
quarterback,
he will throw some picks
it's
too.
going to be a roller coaster.
It
He
could
will
be.
throw some picks too.
Let's hope he doesn't
He
have
tries
to
too
get
hard
a lot of
sometimes. He's
playing
got
time.
enough athletic ability
Kevin,
to play off
look,
there.
Can you get over the pessimistic and I hate the Saints thing?
Rick, that's my home team. Come on, man.
That's your home team?
It's just that I don't like the way they do business in New Orleans. That's all. That's all, guys. I don't like the way they do business. I just don't like the way they do business.
Jamal Williams ran hard. Offensive line, even though there were a lot of subs,
were a
they
little-
blocked. They blocked,
they looked a
especially
little
for the
better,
run.
looked a
I
little
like
better.
what Clint Kubiak is trying to do and get the ball downfield in the zones
I
and the
get that.
underneath.
I get that.
Taysom Hill.
I get that.
What have we been
I
yelling
get
at
that.
Pete Carmichael the last 2 years? When are you going to use
a lot of
Taysom Hill?
a lot of stuff we can't say on
I
the
know.
air.
Look.
And Clint Kubiak is going to use Taysom Hill, and I love what I saw.
I do.
I love what I saw.
I mean, why is it everybody has it in their head? You've got to only use him in spots here, spots there,
No.
spots here.
No.
Every time the guy produces.
He does. And I don't have a problem with him doing some quarterback
No,
again.
I don't either. I don't
You know,
either.
putting him
Well, I
behind
mean,
center at times.
If it throws the
There's
defense
a red zone
into
package.
into a bit of a mismatch, yes, you do that. The reason why he's on the field, guys, you're trying to put him on somebody that cannot cover him. That's the reason why he's there.
Oh, he's so big and strong.
Yeah,
I mean, he's a
that's
bull.
why he's there.
He's a bull.
I mean, a cornerback
yeah.
cannot cover him. I mean, a safety's going to have
You
a hard
gotta-
time
you
trying to bring him
gotta
down.
I know. Dennis Allen, he's kind of, he's kind of like,
Look, Rick.
he's kind of like soft grits. I don't know.
Soft grits? What the hell is what?
He's
Soft
kind of
grits?
I don't know. It just doesn't.
But that's your boy. But that's
he's
your
not-
boy,
he's
Rick.
not my boy.
Rick, I told you day one, this man should not be the head coach. I've said it. I believe it. I'm going to stick with it.
All right. Went down converted a couple fourth downs. I know it's preseason, but they said, okay, fourth and half a foot, we're gonna Clint Kubiak, we're gonna jam it in. We're gonna run that ball.
That takes guts. In the
Well, I'm
next
just saying.
Look,
I'm just saying. I like
look.
what I saw, and I like that they're going to have to continue to convert on third down. All right.
Yeah.
My thing is, Rick, you know what turns me off?
I love the
good
fourth down
there.
conversion.
Some coaches. This is the thing that gets
Hey,
me
after
with
the
Allen.
first week, I have no idea who their kicker is, but he made a 52-yarder.
He may not be the kicker.
Blake Groupie is still the kicker.
Look, Rick, my biggest thing with Dennis is this: that if you watch and look at him, does it look like he even has a relationship with his players?
Yes, I think he does. I think he does. It's his special relationship.
Sean Payton, dapping guys up. I mean, that you want to respond to how your coach is responding to what happens on the field.
I mean,
he's
got
not
to
that
be
guy.
who he is. And I've always, what I've always said, he has the worst sideline body language of any head coach I can remember.
All righty. All right. Hey, another update from the NFL and all these rookie quarterbacks, because you know how I feel about quarterbacks.
They got a couple of them. They got a couple of them.
Williams, this guy, and again, it's preseason.
Yeah.
But he's doing some magical things. Jaden Daniels, another good statistical weekend.
I'm surprised at Jaden,
Bo
man. He's doing
Nix,
good.
Even Sean Payton.
He's doing
mentioned
good.
it.
Yeah.
He's starting to, really
Those
overtly
three-
draw comparisons to Drew Brees.
Those three have got to be starters.
Oh, there's no doubt.
Yeah, that's
Bo
no
Nix
doubt.
One of
is
any
looking-
others.
There's no doubt they're going to be
He's looking
starters.
really sharp. They're
There's
going
no
to be
doubt
fun.
they're gonna
Even
be
Drake
starters.
May. Drake May in
Yeah.
New England had is showing some flashes. But those three guys are going to be the starters.
Yeah.
All right. Any shock to you? It's the talking season. I got it. Tariq Hill. They put out a player. They put out a players list of best players in the NFL. Tariq Hill. I'm the best player in the NFL.
I think Tariq Hill was in Miami.
Not Patrick
smoking.
Mahomes.
I think he was
But
smoking
Tariq Hill.
something while he was out in Miami.
Did you see
think
the
he was smoking
behind-the-back pass by Patrick
did.
Mahomes?
You surprised?
I mean,
are you surprised?
Not really, but in a way I was.
You know what Patrick Mahomes is?
He's a magician for one
He's
thing.
what Johnny Manziel could have been.
Oh, well, I know where you're going, but that's
yeah,
a stretch.
I think that's a stretch there, Scooter.
But
I think that's a stretch there.
Mahomes in the NFL looks like Johnny football
Johnny
in
Manziel.
college.
I get where you're going there.
Yeah.
I get it. But
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes
Mahomes is just
to Kelsey,
dude.
it was just
That's
unbelievable.
crazy.
Unbelievable. All right, round 4, sound off. Coming up. Stay right there. Don't go far.
There's nothing chill about a hot, sweaty line. Unless you add Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
J&J Exterminating is here for you with our water damage sanitation treatments and wood protective borate treatments. There is no charge for home evaluations. Contact your local J&J Exterminating professional.
Now's the perfect time to enjoy your amazing backyard. Unless you have a mosquito problem, contact the experts at J&J Exterminating and take advantage of $50 off initial service. Make this summer the best ever with J&J Exterminating.
J&J Exterminating. Yeah.
Hey, mister, did you fix what flooded my house?
Sure did.
Busted water heater?
Nailed it.
What's next?
Wrapping up the water cleanup.
You do that too?
We do both.
Fair enough.
Call Roto-Rooter for plumbing and water cleanup. Yeah, we do both.
Locally owned Roto-Rooter of Southwest Louisiana does it all. Plumbing, drain cleaning, and water cleanup. All right, welcome back to the show, Sound Off Round 4. We're going to end it up with this. All right, Thursday, SCC and Southland. The best teams, rack and stack. That's coming up on Thursday.
Let's do that.
All right, LSU, Tiger Stadium, 100 years, right?
Yes.
100 years of LSU football at Tiger Stadium.
The Ole Miss will be the celebration game for that.
There's going to be a big game, and it always appears, is it considered the toughest venue in college football?
I would say. I played in a few.
Well, it is.
I would say.
Every
we're all kind of biased,
and I'm the home guy.
You would know.
The reason I don't jump on the back, you get Alabama in there or Georgia in there.
Jordan-Hare Stadium is pretty tight too.
Yeah. But no, I'm talking about you bring them to Tiger Stadium.
Yeah.
Bring Auburn, Florida. Not quite so much when you bring Nicholls State.
No. But I know where you're going.
I think that was
they
a
sit
shot.
there,
Come on now.
they're opera fans.
But Jordan-Hare is a tough place to play. The Swamp can be tough to play as well.
Florida, Gainesville.
I would assume the big
Gainesville can be.
The Swamp, this can happen at LSU unless if it's a lesser opponent.
Yeah.
But the Swamp, boy, those Florida fans will turn on them in a hurry. They'll turn on those home games.
We'll talk about who might be the first coach to go. Fired. That might be the guy down in Florida. Who knows with that. Anyway, 100-year anniversary of LSU football. That's
going to be big.
Tigers.
Yeah,
we don't want to end on a down
that
note.
first year they only played the last game. That year.
We don't. Well, look, we're going to show our respects because a friend, an old friend of mine, I worked with him for a short time. You guys know him, a Louisiana sportscasting icon.
Ed and I started in Lake Charles about the same time. But he's New Orleans to the core. He moved back to New Orleans, but he's covered a lot of LSU. So he and I.
We're talking about Ed Daniels. Was a former sports director at KPLC. Passed away late last week. Had a massive heart attack while covering Saints training camp in California. Never regained consciousness and died at
Gail Benson had him flown home.
So our thoughts and prayers go out to the Ed Daniels family. We overlapped a little bit at Channel 7. I'd run into him like you, but he was an icon. An icon in Louisiana sports broadcasting.
Just as good a guy as you want.
Just a perfectionist, too. We're out of time.
All right.
That would be Guidry. Mr. Hobbs and Sarah.
Always
we'll
love to be
see you
here.
next time right here on CBS Lake Charles.